into that one there. So today we're welcoming in some beautiful speakers from around the globe who are sharing their wisdom from their life path, from what they've overcome to embody their own feminine essence, to propel them on their path. And in this capacity, it is on this spiritual path of creating a sacred business that is in line with what they've learned in their lives and the gifts that they've received from tapping into their feminine energy and tapping into the truth of how they want to radiate in the world. So I'm excited to bring these speakers to you. I'm Nicola Robinson and I'm from Soul Alignment Sanctuary. So if you've found your way here through one of the speakers, I'm based in New Zealand and I work as a transformational life coach, doing holistic healing with people. So I really enjoy using different modalities to help people in changing their mindset, changing the frequency that we are operating at in our life so that we can draw into our field what we want to create. So it's all about your self-concept is the work that I do, and it's about these thought patterns and changing ourselves out of that cycle that we can get into in that monkey mind. So I want to talk about that a little bit today. We've got about half an hour together before we welcome in our first guest, Darcy. Before we get into speaking about what I enjoy doing, we're just going to set the space for ourselves as well while we wait for some other people to pop in, and in the Facebook Live for people to jump in there as well. So just taking some time in your space. If you have your magical items with you, if you don't, you are your magical items, so that is okay. But if you do, gather your crystals, some sage or Palo Santo. Make sure you have some water with you for our time together. Light some candles, and if you have some oracle cards as well, just gather those things around and just settle into our time together. So just inviting everyone just to close your eyes and just feel into your body. Just feel into the space that we're creating here to welcome in this feminine energy within ourselves. This is really about tapping into our true essence in our bodies. So just taking some deep breaths into your body and just moving a little bit as well, just getting really comfortable in your space. And just spiraling your breath down into your heart center, bringing your awareness into your heart space. This is where we can radiate out the truth and the honesty of our being from a place of love. Spiraling energy down into that heart space, and spinning that heart chakra a bit faster and a bit brighter. And a deeper breath down into the solar plexus, just spinning that chakra a little bit faster, a little bit brighter, opening that up. Our confidence to engage today. Confidence to be seen, be heard, if you have anything to share. And a deeper breath down into your womb space. feeling into this feminine portal of creativity, where our feminine essence lies. Just setting the space for this transformation. And feeling those chakras really activated and open and spinning their sacral chakra a bit brighter and faster as well. Just feeling more open and bringing your awareness back into the room and back in with us here as well. Hi, Erin. Thanks for joining. Hey, so nice to see you. So yeah, what I really enjoy bringing, hey, Carly, what I enjoy bringing to my clients is the, thank you, I love my background too. It was a gift from a friend. I love receiving gifts, and this is part of the feminine energy is this allowing ourselves to receive, right? So it's noticing these parts of ourselves that are more feminine. So we're igniting this today. So how I love to work with clients is in this law of assumption, if you've heard of this or not. So we all know the law of attraction is we attract what, what we're wanting through vision boards and through this, this creation of The Secret. But I feel like this is like the base of how the law of attraction works, is this law of assumption. And this is our thought patterns that we go through, and what we assume is going to happen in our lives. And what we assume is going to happen is this frequency that we're putting out into the universe with the thoughts, and our thoughts create our feelings, and how we feel creates this cycle within us. And when we're in an old, outdated self-concept, we feel anxious, we feel insecure, and we're operating a little bit out of like fear, and we can get into this inward cycle in our mind of creating these negative things that we keep seeing in our reality, right? And this can be this allowing our 3D to really affect how we think and feel, because we can be quite reactive to that. And I feel like part of this is like the old wives' tale, where negative things happen in threes, and we think, oh, one bad thing's happened. Oh, there's only one more to go. It'll be okay. And then we kind of relax after 3 bad things have happened, because we think, oh, it happens in threes. It's okay. It's all over for now. Right. And that is part of the programming that we've been programmed. And so then after that, we almost change our frequency, because that's been taught to us that bad things come in threes. So then we kind of relax, and then good things start to happen because we've changed our frequency, right? So that's part of the way that we've been programmed. So changing your thought patterns and changing into this new self-concept is doing the work to not be so reactive to the outside world, right? And that can be hard at first, because the 3D is what we can see. It's what's out there, right? But we want to work in this quantum field. And this is the magic that the speakers are bringing in for us today, is working in this quantum field of this higher frequency, this working in this 5D realm, where we can tap into more of the metaphysical side of it, like your thoughts and your frequency you're putting out is attracting to you what you want. And so this feminine energy is feeling confident in yourself, is feeling confident in what you can create in the world, and that you deserve what you want. It's the self-worth that really radiates through this. And something to do with self-worth as well, to notice and maybe to write down, as well as what are you tolerating in your life right now? I had this come up in another free event that I was watching. A speaker was talking about what are you tolerating in your life. So that's something that you can really feel on and feel into how that is affecting your self-worth, right? So maybe if you guys want to pop into the chat, what's coming up for you around that, around self-worth and what you're tolerating. Yeah, worrying and washing for something you don't want, Carly. That's really, yeah, that's part of it, right? And that is the frequency that we put out, is that you attract what we're thinking about. And this is part of the self-concept. And standing in your own glory, right, is what we're really trying to allow ourselves to embody, because we don't allow ourselves to embody this anymore. It's been shut down by this patriarchal society and all the logical thinking, where we're trying to move into this feminine flow of feelings and allowing and this receiving. So noticing what the habit is of being yourself, because that is your old self concept, and that is part of what you want to shift to move forward, to move into this new version of yourself that you're trying to create. And we're always trying to create new versions. Every full moon, every new moon, every eclipse, every ritual you do, you are moving through another layer of yourself. So we are constantly changing and evolving. And it's part of like honoring your path, and that you have changed. Like sometimes, because we're so stuck in doing things that we forget that we have evolved from last week, even from yesterday, right? Especially if we're working through something that's quite heavy. And if you're in this space now, then you are open to doing this heavy work and the shadow work that is part of doing this law of assumption, doing the holistic life coaching. And all the speakers are going to bring forward have done. This is shadow work. This is going into the ego. This is going into deeper parts of yourself and unmasking and removing, and with forgiveness and honoring that that was how you functioned out of what you knew at that time, right? It really is. It is part of knowing that is your programming, and this forgiveness piece. Yeah, always evolving, Naya, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, how do you guys want to put in the chat as well, like how honor yourself for how far you've come? Let's just celebrate how far we've come. And what we've worked through, because doing the shadow work can be daunting, especially when we're looking at our past programming from being up to 7 years old, where we're quite easily programmed. But a lot of what I need to work through was like adolescence and preteen. So the inner child work kind of really needs to be done when we're working through all of this. But not forgetting about even being a young adult. We can go through some quite traumatic stuff, and we can constantly be programmed, right? And I was talking about this with my uncle when I started moving more into doing this work, and he and I were saying about what I just said, and he said, yeah, and then you've got to be careful because your children start programming you as an older adult. I was like, oh, okay. That was interesting to think about. I hadn't thought about that. So we are constantly being programmed by the outside world, and doing this work and being aware of your own frequency and how you react to the outside. He sounds like a wizard. He is a wizard. He is very wise, man. He's very wise. So yeah, like when we're aware of our frequency that we're holding, we're aware of how we have been programmed in the past and what our potential events are that could activate us. then we can be more mindful of our thought patterns, and we don't spiral into the spiral of negativity where we can end up doomsday prepping, right? And this doomsday prepping that we do is where the negative events start happening and everything. You're like, oh, but it happens in threes, so it'll be okay. And doomsday prep more and more, right? And the spiral into these depths can last for some people, decent amounts of time, especially if you spiral into depression. And thank you for saying, Erin, that you're forgiving yourself for your depression, and you were not a punishment, but a gift to explore your new self. I love that. So thank you for sharing that, because this is, and I think it was even Jim Carrey that said, depression is your avatar telling you that you are not happy with the reality that you're living. Like, it's like you need to create something new outside. So when we spiral into this, it's really time to look at what they are. And doing this work, we shorten the spiral time. I've got my spiral time down to like a day and a half max. And we used to resist it. And when you start doing like the law of assumption and manifesting, and you have your what are they, your affirmations, and you're like, yeah, I feel great, and you're like, I don't feel great. And so you want to make sure that your affirmations ring true, because the resistance that comes up is where we want to look. That's like where the wisdom is, if we can get into it. So what these speakers today have done is they've tapped into these parts of themselves and explored that to the point where we can expand and share their gifts in this sacred way, because they've moved through. And not to say that we're all constantly moving through different layers of things, but getting that spiral time down. When I start to spiral, I'm like, I'm spiraling, do your best and make it quick. So I can figure out what it is I need to work on, and then I can get out of there. And then when I get out of there, I've got this, like, this is the thing. This was the main thought pattern. And when I'm ready, I can do a ritual around this. When there's an eclipse or a moon or something that resonates, or I'm in a sacred place where I've done some travel and the timing's right, then I can do a ritual around that to move through it. So yes, so that is the work. That is the work we're here to do. It doesn't have to be work constantly. We need to allow ourselves time to be free and feel positive and happy when we're in those spaces. But being aware of when we are triggered. I don't like to use the word triggered too much, because that's triggering in itself sometimes, right? So I prefer to say activated by something in the external, is like lighting you up or activating you. Then yeah, that's when it's like, okay, it's time to kind of, don't doomsday prep, just like go into what it is, right? So Darcy will be in here in about 10 minutes. Let's see what you guys are chatting about. Yeah, I do gardening when I'm spiraling. I love that. Yeah, I do gardening too. I love to get out because it's really grounding. And doing anything with your hands where you can be quite active, but then your brain can just kind of thought process, rather than watching Netflix and like kind of like detaching too much or just shutting it down. So yeah, and having people that you can reach out to that can bring awareness to what you're doing with things. Time in nature definitely helps so much. Yeah. Oh, that's okay, Carly. Yeah, if you need to go, then you can pop back in. That's okay. Just seeing, yeah, being compassionate with yourself, right? Sometimes we're so hard on ourselves compared to how we would treat others. So sometimes, and I know that this is, well out there. Yeah, but would you say that to a friend or a loved one, what you're saying to yourself, right? And being mindful of that. Yes, it's very important. So yeah, leading into Darcy, I just want to go back into a little bit of meditation, set our space a little bit more now that some more people have arrived into a beautiful container here. So I'm just going to take some deep breaths and go back in and just set our energy system up to really receiving these transmissions from speakers today. Oh, good. So yeah, just taking some time to breathe into your body. And breathing back into your chakra systems. If you were here earlier, that we spiraled into our heart center, just igniting that, speeding your heart up, brightening it. Solar plexus, bringing your breath down into your body, bringing your awareness down into your body. Spiraling your solar plexus, solar sun in the center of your body, brightening that, your confidence, and down into your womb space, brightening this chakra, sacral chakra, bright orange, radiating feminine energy that we're activating today. Just bringing the orange light of your sacral up through your chakras, up to your heart center. And just bringing this up, we're going to bring it up. This feminine energy is allowed to move through your body, permeate through your body. And just set some magnets up outside your room. We're going to place 4 magnets, industrial size, can be in the directions of the compass, but just outside. And these are going to draw any negative energy out of your body. So just pulling, imagining anything that's no longer serving you out of your body. Just setting that up to move, releasing what's no longer serving you. You don't need to know what it is or why it's there. It could be pain in your body, stuck energy. Seeing that leave, and from the magnets, a long cord running down into the center of the earth is drawing all this energy down and out of your body, radiating this back out into the world to be used for pure potential, just this pure loving energy. And just drawing pure awareness into the room, just painting the walls gold around you. It's beautiful transmission color, bringing in these frequencies of transformation today. It's painting the walls all around your room or all around you. Beautiful, sparkling, shimmering gold. And onto the floor, we have green, nourishing, nurturing, grounding energy. And into the center of the room, a cauldron with the violet flame in the center, sparkling. These amethyst shades of purple dancing around you and dancing around the room, igniting your intuition, igniting your third eye and your crown to feel open to the transmissions, the information, the downloads, coming through from the speakers today, from our guest experts. And above the space, your fuchsia pink radiating across the ceiling. Could be pink candy floss clouds, or swirling mist, or beautiful light shining down into the space, radiating this unconditional love down onto the space. Just drawing all of those colors into your body, swirling these into your whole body. A never-ending supply of these nurturing, nourishing colors, filling up your whole body, activating all your chakras, your energetic system. And then pushing this out of your body into your auric field, filling your aura with the swirl of these colors, noticing if one color is more prominent than the others. This is what you need now if it's showing up more. And pushing that through, filling your whole auric field and out as far as you can. If you can fill the whole room back up with these colors. And this practice is great as you get more accustomed to it, pushing it out into your whole house, your whole neighborhood, your whole city, and the whole world. But at the moment, auric field is the most important. So feeling into how far you can expand those colors. Feeling yourself back into your body. Just noticing the room around you again. And opening your eyes when you're ready. Back here.